I knew what I had to do. I had to go back to 2021 when Chelsea were champions of Europe, summon and harness the power of Bald Jan and bring it back to present day to ensure that Chelsea could become whole again.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? 5-0. Clean sheet. So many goals. European football spot. What's happening? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host. That's right, Bald Jan. I hope you're doing well. I really do hope that, and I'm feeling good. I feel like I've done... Well, actually, I've got an ear infection. I'm actually feeling, pretty rough at the moment, but Chelsea got me feeling good. So much we got to talk about. Incredible performances from Noni Madueke, Nicholas Jackson, the double pivot, the defense, the goalkeeper even making saves again. I've, talked concerns about, Nkunku's back. He looked pretty pokey off the bench. He looked good, actually. He looked like the footballer that I remember called Christopher Nkunku, who was the top goal scorer in the Bundesliga last season. Trevoh Chalobah, my right back. What a player he is. Thiago Silva with an assist, looking like... Look, can I just throw this in early doors? West Ham didn't want it, all right? They should have, though. They've got hardly any injuries. They've got a very strong starting 11. The players that they had in this game, obviously Areola, there's their centre-back. Zuma, Ogbonna, starting centre-backs. They saw, Alvarez, Paquetá, Antonio, Ward-Prowse, Souček, Emerson, Kudus, Bowen. These are all great players, that West Ham have got. They are good players, and they should have wanted it because they're just behind us in the table. They should be going for this European spot as well. And we absolutely moonwalked all over their face. This was an incredible performance from Chelsea, but I just want to get it in early, that caveat that, West Ham just looked bereft of everything. But, maybe that's something that Chelsea imposed on them as well. Everyone deserves credit here, top to bottom. We're going to speak about every single player. So if you've got a favourite player or a favourite performance in this game, hopefully I speak about it when we go through player performances. But we're going to talk about the game, ladies and gentlemen. In the meantime, thank you for joining me. If you want to support the content, it's super easy. Like and subscribe. If you choose to subscribe, make sure you hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby, for Bald Jan. Ooh, 4-2-3-1, or is it? From Chelsea. Of course, it was kind of like a 3-4-3, the hybrid sort of, well, I don't know. Yeah, it was a 3-4-3 from David Moyes' West Ham. 4-2-3-1, but not as we know it from Chelsea with Georgi Petrovic in goal. Centre-backs of Badiashile coming back in, playing left centre-back. Thiago Silva playing right centre-back. Trevoh Chalobah coming in for a right-back. We did see other right-backs later in the game, Gilchrist and Gusto. Gilchrist actually played behind Gusto. Pochettino just decided to go straight vibes later on. Cucurella was playing left-back-ish. He was playing the left-back role where he basically inverts into midfield very, very rarely. There's very few phases of play where he actually goes into left-back. And actually, I should get this in now because I want to talk about it. Let me finish the lineup. Double pivot of Caicedo and Gallagher, but like I said, it was more of a double pivot of Caicedo and Cucurella in terms of deep midfielders, holding midfielders. And Gallagher was it's kind of like a box midfield with Palmer and Gallagher up top. And then we saw Nico at the very tip as a striker of all these banks of players, many, many banks. Noni Madueke keeping his spot at right wing, and Mykhailo Mudryk playing left wing. Substitute appearances for Cesare Casadei coming in for Mudryk at left wing. Nkunku coming in for Palmer at the number 10, playing as Cam. We saw Gusto coming in for right wing eventually after Gilchrist came on. Gilchrist came on for right back, and Disasi came on for Thiago Silva, who got a standing ovation at Stamford Bridge to play centre back. I want to talk about how we played because we scored 5 goals. We're going to run through how the game went in just a moment, but it was essentially maybe it's because it's the end of the season and teams won't have time to figure us out, but we're just cooking down the right. Ever since that second half against Villa, and of course against Tottenham, and indeed this 5-0, say it again now, 5-0 win against West Ham. It's this combination on the right. You see, obviously, Noni's being hella influential, and like I said, we'll go over player performances. Palmer, Noni, Jackson, it's all sort of on the right-hand side. We're sort of playing on the right. We've got no left back. We're sort of playing the middle on the right, and then you've got Mudryk sort of all by himself down the left flank, which means he's kind of like a plan B, which I kind of feel bad for him at the moment. So people are like, I saw on Chelsea's Instagram, like, pass the ball to Mudryk. I don't think that, and this is not like a diss to him because he's being utilised, by the way, over a fit Raheem Sterling, who didn't even come on for him today. It's like everyone combines down the right, those aforementioned boys of Palmer, Noni and Jackson. And if not, you play the ball in the channel to the left to Mudryk, which is obviously how he played at Shakhtar Donetsk, where we bought him from. Mudryk's a talented player. He can combine technically with the other boys. But for the moment, while it sort of hasn't been working of late, he kind of plays this different role where he's this sort of like other plan B outlet where he doesn't combine with the guys on the right. So it's not exclusive, of course. He does, come in sometimes and then combine. But generally, he's like a lone figure on the left. And I found that kind of interesting. Like him and Cucurella's new roles is actual, interesting tactical innovation from the Chelsea manager, who deserves credit for that, I think. So how did this game go, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? When on the 15th, firstly, I'm going to forget this at some point, but say it now. Bowen hit the woodwork 3 times, Jared Bowen. So I think that's probably harder to do than actually score a hat-trick. So, there's that. And Kudus looks okay at times. But generally, systemically, and in terms of application, West Ham were nowhere near Chelsea. So Cole Palmer opened the scoring in the 15th minute, which would prove to be his only goal. And when Chelsea score 5 goals, you assume that Palmer's going to score 2 or 3 of them at least, or 4 of them in the case of Everton. But he scored 1 here, but it's the all-important one in the 15th minute. Nico Jackson takes a shot and it sort of rebounds, and Cole Palmer finishes really, really well. Nico Jackson gets an FPL assist, so I'm happy because he got a brace and an FPL assist, which keeps me very happy. And of course, Cole Palmer gets his goal. So Cole, very, very pleasing. And in the 30th minute, Conor Gallagher hits a sweet, sweet volley. Oh, mate, what a goal. It was falling down. He hits it very low side netting, whips it in. Granted, he had a chance later on, within a few minutes, where he sort of hits the crossbar himself, and he should have scored, really, for a Gallagher brace. But Gallagher played excellent. We'll talk about all the players, like I said. But that goal, that finish, that volley was something so sweet. All right, so we're 2-0 up at half an hour in, and we're cooking. It should be more. And then Thiago Silva plays a ball in, and Noni Madueke, the far post, headering it in. The tricky right winger, left-footed right winger, who likes to play with both his feet, who is impressing me more and more, getting in with the heading action on a set piece. Very pleasing to see from Noni Madueke, and very much deserving of a goal in this game. And we go in at halftime, 3-0 up, probably should have been more. A booking piece, I believe, for Ogbonna for them, Cucurella for us. And yeah, man, obviously the halftime change from Moisey, he brings on Ward-Prowse for Alvarez, and they're probably thinking set pieces are the only way to get any form of pride in this game. And to be honest, he was right. He had 2, on goal, or direct goal attempts from free kicks, and of course he was put on corners as well. They had a few more, so it was probably the right move from Moyes. But 3 minutes into the second half, some excellent work from Noni Madueke on the break. By the way, it's a ball from Trevoh Chalobah at right back that gets Noni going, and it's an excellent ball from Trev. Noni does excellent work to get to the point where he just squares it to Nico Jackson for an open goal, and you're 3-0 up, Nico. You ain't gonna miss those. And at this point, Jackson's in on the the fun. He's got a goal. Noni's got a goal and an assist. The attack is looking great. Mudryk doesn't get a goal and an assist in this game, but I think he's still important for the aforementioned reasons of because when you've got Mudryk in that left channel, you have to account for him. It's the same as Timo Werner. people like critique Timo Werner rightfully for a lot of stuff at Chelsea, but he was always a threat. If you look at tactically how teams played against Chelsea, they didn't just think, oh, it's Timo Werner, don't worry about it. They had to worry about it. And similarly, it's the same sort of thing with Mudryk here. So he deserves credit for how he's being, how he's applying himself, doing his job at least. He'll be thinking long term, he'll want to be a little bit more involved and doing more. But for the moment, it's great. So 4-0, Noni squaring it to Jackson. We make a couple of changes. We see Nkunku and Casadei come on. Noni and Mudryk come off. So the wingers come off and get replaced. Palmer moves to the right. And Nkunku plays down the middle, like I said earlier. And then Caicedo, later on, assisting Nico Jackson, who looked like originally was drawn offside, but he was onside. Zuma's toe was playing him on. And I love how Nico gives it like that to the linesman, like, no, I'm definitely onside. He just does that as a reflex, just in case. He has no idea if he's onside. Zuma was behind him, and the guy in front of him was definitely playing him offside. So, great finish for a brace for Nicholas Jackson. Nice to see Caicedo getting an assist, that double pivot in inverted commas, playing very, very well. And yeah, just incredible. Sorry, I had to sneeze, so I paused the recording there. Yes, 5 goals, 80 minutes. We think there's going to be more. Chelsea fans are shouting, we want 6, we want 6. But it ends 5-0. We see, like I say, Disasi, Gusto, and Gilchrist come on. And it's an excellent... We keep a clean sheet. They have a couple more attempts. And it's ruddy brilliant. Very, very happy, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I want to say player performances, but everyone played good. The team played well. So I just want to say, shout outs to the whole back line, the tactical innovation of Cucurella into the midfield, Petrovic playing better. And Mudryk might cut an isolated figure on the left-hand side, but he's still an integral part of the play to allow that right-hand side to combine and look so threatening to the opposition. It's just really, really, really impressive. And I'm so happy that we're playing good football and we keep clean sheets. Ever since that second half against Villa, it's been magnificent. And I don't want to go too early, but if we keep this up to the end of the season, Pochettino will gain a lot more followers, and he'll be a much more popular man. Who knows? Before the end, they might even be singing his name. Right, guys, I did want to speak about this game a lot longer, but I am feeling poorly. Like I said, I think I've got an ear infection, but absolutely gassed. Superb performances from the boys, and indeed the manager as well. Yes, West Ham maybe didn't want it as much, but just really great from Chelsea. And just hope Manchester United fumble against Crystal Palace or just before the end of the season, and we can overtake them. And of course, they have to play Newcastle as well, who's currently in that 6th spot. So we'll see what happens, boys and girls. Thank you for joining me. Again, thank you for supporting the content by liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing all that sweet stuff. And I hope to see you back here very soon. Peace.